Hello there, this is Mellow Mentoring, back at it again. And in today's video, I'm going to discuss what overprotective parents do to their kids and what they are subcommunicating to their kids by being overprotective as they are. Now, there's a lot of forgotten wisdoms in what I'm about to share right now, but it's true for not only kids, but this is true for everybody. So first and foremost, let's talk about what I feel like parents should be doing for their kids. And I can talk as a child who was overprotected by their parents, so I know exactly what it's like. Now, disclosure, I am not a parent right now, and people have told me I will change my mind about what I'm about to say when I am, but I certainly hope not. So the goal of being a parent should be to give your child strength, to help your child become autonomous, which means to have their own voice, to be their own person, to get courage, to strive to live life the best way they can. And you want to make them strong enough so that when life's troubles come their way, which they most absolutely will because it comes into everyone's life, you want them to be able to handle it because they've been through stuff already. And it's not a matter of if life is going to punch you in the face, metaphorically or literally, but it's just when. And the younger the children are able to gather the skills to be more independent, to have the strength to deal with more situations, the better, in my opinion. So what often happens is parents have this idea that they want to protect their children from all the evils and negativity in the world. And it's just not the right mindset to have, because you want your child to be stronger, not sheltered so that they're so weak that they can't do anything about their problems anymore. And I think this is specifically hard for women with their sons and other times with fathers with their daughters, but it can absolutely be difficult because you don't like to see your child struggling. You don't want to see your child going through pain. But guess what? It's the best thing for them. It truly, truly is. It helps them to develop their strength and character. It helps them to develop into being a stronger person. And one of the best ways I've been able to communicate this to mothers is, say if they're a single mother, it's like, hey, what kind of dude do you want in your life? The kind that's been babied and sheltered by their mother? Or the guy who knows how to handle shit and how to take charge and how to, handle situations? They know what they're doing. They can be a leader because they've been through shit before. And when I say that, women usually say, yes, you're right. I want the guy who knows how to handle things. I don't want the guy who's been babied and is a little mama's boy. Seems perfectly legit. So, my opinion is, I feel like parents should parent their kids until they're about 15, 16 years old, and then you treat your kid as if they're going to do the right things. Because magically, if you treat your children like they're going to do the right things, they most often do, and they meet that expectation. When you have that trust in them that they're going to do the right things, they feel free to do more of the right things, right? They feel like it's their decision. But an overprotective parent, they do the opposite. They put all these rules, regulations, guidelines that they think the kid has to strictly adhere to. And what that subcommunicates is, we don't trust you to do the right things unless all of these rules are in place. But guess what happens? The kids often meet that expectation too, and instead of just becoming good, obedient boys and girls, these children, the ones that have been overprotected, they begin to learn how to be more deceitful, how to lie, how to be sneaky, because guess what? People don't want to be told what to do, regardless of how old they are. But especially true when kids are teenagers. So if you had curfews and you weren't able to do the things the rest of your friends were, those kids are probably going to find a way to act out, or the second they get freedom at college, they're going to go wild out. And how many people listening to this right now knows someone that's happened to? It just kind of is. So it's the absolute wrong thing to do, to overprotect your children. And this goes for any form of leadership, for that matter. When you expect the people in your life to do the right things and treat them like they will, people often do the right things. But nobody likes feeling controlled. No one likes being told what to do. And so, of course, people are going to act out if parents are trying to do that. It seems so simple for me to see this, but parents tell me, no, Jared, you'll see. The world is a big, harsh place, and they'll make mistakes that they'll never be able to make up in the past or in the future. They could make a life-changing mistake. And it's like, yes, this is true. To a point it is. But I want my children one day to be strong enough so that when life punches them in the face, they can dust themselves off, get back up, and keep on going. And they'll have the internal fortitude and strength of character to keep going. And not be so sheltered that when the first time they're punched in the face, that they stay down and don't know how to get up. Like, no, that's not what I want. We want to empower our children to be better people, to be stronger people, to be able to deal with more. Not this overprotecting nonsense. It's just so counterintuitive. It's not what anyone should be aspiring to have happen to their kids. And even the parents who are this way, maybe you don't even know it, but I challenge yourself to look at your own life. And you know that things happen to people, and the things that happen that are very painful, oftentimes, that's where the most amount of growth has been in that person's life. And I choose to try to jujitsu the universe, is what I call it. The things that I've struggled with, I try to flip around so that once I've become good and have been able to work on the things that have happened to me, I try to help others in those very same things. There's always an opportunity in the struggles that we have. And as a parent, why would you want to shortchange your kids from having those opportunities to grow? And it's like the old saying, a calm sea has never made a skilled sailor. And this applies perfectly to this scenario. Let the storms of life hit your children and be there for them. Like, don't neglect them as their storms are happening. Be there for them. Be able to help them through, but have the wisdom to know that they need to go through what they need to go through. That you should not try to step in and protect them from all the harm, because all you're going to do is make them fragile. And fragile people very rarely do very good things in this world. Like, we need people that are going to have strength of character and not be the type of people that are going to get knocked out by the slightest of blows. The greatest people have had to take all sorts of diversity from all different sides, right? And the stuff that happens in high school, this is just a small sample of a bigger analogy. But I'd like to see most parents just treat their kids like they're responsible adults and see how that goes. Give them the freedom to make mistakes. Give them the freedom to say, hey, you know what? I've parented you my whole life, or our whole lives, and we think we've done a good job, and we trust you're going to do the right thing. So what does that mean? I'm not going to give you a curfew, right? And the importance of having the trust always be there, have that communication be trustworthy and honest, is so key. So if you have kids and say, hey, listen, I understand you're probably going to drink. I understand you might try cigarettes or vape or weed or whatever it is. And hey, I understand you're probably going to do it. I'm not going to say I agree with you doing it. But as someone once said to me, a wise person, you can do anything you want to in this world if you're willing to suffer the consequences. So as a parent, you tell them what the consequences are and then give them the freedom to choose what they want to do. That's how I would plan to do all this. And I want to communicate clearly that, hey, if you're drinking, yeah, definitely give me a call and I'll pick you up, or take an Uber as opposed to drinking and driving. But don't overprotect them so much so that if you catch them drinking, they're grounded for a week. Because guess what's going to happen then? The kid's not going to want to tell you anything anymore. That communication, the trust will be broken. And then who knows what's going to be happening in that kid's head or in his actions once that has happened. Don't let that happen. Treat them like they're going to do the right things. And the kid will actually probably feel proud and empowered that, wow, my parents trust me that much, that they're willing to let me make my own decisions and do the right things if I choose to. That's a pretty empowering thing, isn't it? And I remember when it happened to me, that my parents did that for me, I actually felt empowered to do more of the right things. And I didn't want to let them down. I said, hey, they had this trust in me. It feels good to be treated like I'm an adult, to be treated like I'm responsible. Like, it's an awesome feeling. And people who feel appreciated often do more than what's expected, just like in the business world. Same with parents here. So this is a passionate subject for me because it happened to me when I was younger. Being overprotected absolutely didn't help, and if anything, just made everything worse. It was all from the best intentions because my parents were very loving people, but as they say, the path to hell was paved with good intentions, and in this case, it is absolutely true. So remember, the calm sea never made a skilled sailor, and let's try, all you parents out there, giving your kids some trust. Treat them like they're going to do the right things. Let the world kind of knock them around a little bit and watch them grow stronger and be there for them while it happens. So that's all I have in this video. I was glad to be able to share this with you. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.